everybody, this is my first versus video, and for me the choice was obvious about who to choose to fight first. It had to be Superman versus Goku. It's a fight that, that everybody's been interested in, especially, if anyone's ever seen Dragon Ball Z, it always comes to mind right away, a super fight between Goku and Superman. And everybody's just got their different opinions about it, and I just wanted to share mine, my views on the fight. Now, originally, way back when first was seeing Dragon Ball Z, I kind of figured that maybe Goku could beat Superman because Superman, I didn't like him much at the time. He just was always too strong, and he never really fought anybody from what I had seen that was really on his level too often, though I hadn't really seen much. And there was basically unless Kryptonite was around, he was just invincible against his opponents. But Goku, he always fought people that were strong just like him, so he's used to that kind of fight, I thought. And I just figured that he'd be able to win because he just gets so much. Goku's strength increases just so much throughout the entire series, so all that. Since then, I've kind of changed sides and thought maybe Superman would win, and sometimes I've gone back and thought maybe Goku would win. My opinion kind of just kept changing for a while, but a lot of people like to just say either Goku will win or Superman will win, but there's kind of a couple things that need to be clarified kind of about this, which Superman maybe kind of throughout the ages. Been several, and then at what point in Goku's life could he beat Superman? I mean, I don't think even some of the most hardcore Dragon Ball Z fans wouldn't think that maybe Goku in his first appearance where he meets Bulma would beat people's normal idea of what Superman was like. I mean, that Goku got hurt by bullets and couldn't outrun Bulma's whatever it was, scooter or car, whereas Superman was in general he's always bullets don't hurt him at all most of the time, and then he can outrun trains and stuff, even at the very beginning, back in the golden age when he was at a lot weaker than he is now. So are we talking Goku when he turns Super Saiyan, when he turns Super Saiyan 2, 3, 4, we counting AF stuff, when we count the new movie, where he goes into that God Super Saiyan form or something. Because, again, I don't even think, hardcore, Superman fans should be thinking that, Golden Age Superman or the Superman from Smallville should be able to take, Goku when he's, at his Super Saiyan levels and such. I mean, maybe in, later seasons of Smallville, Superman gets a lot stronger and stuff, but the episodes I've seen right now, he's nowhere near Goku's level of, power when Goku's a Super Saiyan. Now, most of the misunderstandings, from what I've seen, tend to come more so from the Dragon Ball Z fans, which is kind of understandable at the Goku supporters, because, I mean, Superman's been done millions and millions of times, so it's a lot harder to keep up with him. Goku, there's really only been maybe, one writer, or I guess some people wrote I guess, Akira I didn't write GT, so there's only been, a few writers, basically for Goku, whereas for Superman, there's been a bunch. Another thing that a lot of people point out about Superman and Goku is that Goku's a much better martial artist. He's a great martial artist, whereas Superman, is just kind of a brute. But that's actually, not always quite the case. Superman's often received training from a bunch of people in the Justice League, like Batman, Wonder Woman, Wildcat, and then he's had some other trainers let's see here, Muhammad Ali trained him for a little bit, and then even got to learn some fighting techniques from Kenshiro. Well, okay, maybe he didn't actually learn from Kenshiro, but he does make use of pressure points multiple times in stories. And even there's even a story, I think, where Batman gets powered up or whatever, so he's fighting, more on a level with Superman, but Superman manages to use, pressure point attacks to defeat him. So it just shows, if he can, use his techniques well against someone as skilled as Batman, it shows that he's not always just quite a, so much of a brute. So yeah, Superman doesn't necessarily seem that unskilled of a fighter, really. But Goku, on the other hand, everyone praises him for being this super martial artist. But, I mean, is he really as great of a martial artist, skill-wise, as people say he is? I mean, I remember he got some basic Kung Fu training, I know, from Grandpa Gohan. I guess he's, probably, got some skill there. But then, when he trains with Master Roshi, it's a big deal. But all Master Roshi does is have him wear that turtle shell, basically. And him and Krillin want to learn moves. And then, finally, Master Roshi just tells him, all you need to do is just basically be stronger and faster, than your opponent, which is, great, but, I mean, it doesn't really help you, like, skill wise. Like if Goku was in like a, just an ordinary body, that was like a, like Batman's, say identical to Batman's, and they were to fight, like Batman could crush him pretty easily, I think, like with no trouble whatsoever, because I don't think he has really any, great superb martial arts skill. With opponents of, that he can't just completely outclass in speed and strength. That's a lot of times the skill will come into play, and sometimes the skill can beat a guy that's stronger and faster than you. Still, like you don't see a lot of really good fighting techniques, I think, from a Goku, or at least as good as a lot of times think. Like his like I don't see him use any sorts of jiu-jitsu or his strikes and stuff unless look really less polished as like a boxer. Some of that makes sense because you could try put a guy out of a wrist lock, but if you can shoot energy blasts like out of his hand, that can be a problem. But